What's up, everyone? Chopper here, bringing you a new series called Hen Gym Movies. It's where I'm going to talk about some movies that people probably don't ever talk about or have never seen because they was never promoted. Today I got 9 movies to show you. They kind of range from all different years. First movie, Heist. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Robert De Niro, Dave Bautista. It's a fantastic movie. It's pretty much Morgan and Bautista planning on to rob a casino of a mobster, which is De Niro, and it goes wrong, so they have to flee, and they ended up getting on a bus, and just a lot of stuff goes down on this bus. And the way it ends is fantastic. I don't want to give it away. I want everyone to, see it for themselves. But everyone should at least check out Heist. I think it is a fantastic movie. It came out in 2015. And another one I think everyone should watch, The Dream Team. Michael Keaton, Christopher Lloyd, Peter Boyle, Stephen Furst. This is one of probably the best late 80s, early 90s comedies. They all are crazy and in an insane asylum. And out of all these, Peter Boyle, I believe, steals the movie just with his character. I know it's mainly focused on Michael Keaton, but just anytime Peter Boyle is in the scene, he does something outrageous, so funny. And pretty much they are framed, so they're just trying to clear their name and get the real people caught. So yes, please check out The Dream Team at some point. I will be watching this again. It's one of my new favorites that I recently watched. Another movie from back in the day I think everyone should watch. It's from National Lampoon, which, if you know anything, they've done a lot of great movies. The Vacation movies with Chevy Chase, Van Wilder. There was another one that kind of slipped my mind. But Loaded Weapon 1, Emilio Estevez, Samuel L. Jackson. If you like spoof movies, this movie is for you. It is pretty much making fun of Lethal Weapon. It is just, from the very start of the movie to the very end, it's just have out of your seat laughing out loud. When you think it can't get any better, it absolutely does. Another thing that has a lot of great actors in it that make small cameos. Charlie Sheen, John Lovitz, Tim Curry, William Shatner. This movie is something else. One of my favorite movies I watch every year, and I just recently thought about this when I was rewatching it. It's actually a Thanksgiving movie because it takes place right before Thanksgiving and all that. But Gone Fishing, Joe Pesci, Danny Glover, absolutely amazing. It's about these two friends that go fishing every year, and this year they're going down to Florida, and they just get themselves into a bind, and then just one thing after another that keeps going wrong. Another one that's a very underrated movie that I absolutely love, Rat Race. Rowan Atkins, John Cleese, Cuban Gooding Jr., Seth Green, John Lovitz, Becky Mayer, Amy Smart, Whoopi Goldberg. Pretty much they are summoned, or they get this chip, and they go talk to John Cleese, and they're in this race for, I think it's $2 million, it says right here. And whoever gets that first wins the money. And you gotta go from Las Vegas to New Mexico. And everyone takes different kind of routes. they get themselves into some sort of just funny possibilities out there trying to get to this money. It is one of the funniest, underrated early 2000 movies. I watch this a lot. Another movie, um, it's actually, I think, like Rat Race, but it happened many years before. It's one of the first movies that included a lot of the big stars. But it's a mad, mad, mad world. This guy tells these people that there's this buried treasure somewhere where the X marks a spot, and all these people end up trying to go and find this treasure, and they get themselves into a lot of different situations, kind of like Rat Race, but way back in the day. It's a 1963 film, and it's a pretty long movie, but it's absolutely funny. It's another one, like I said, has just so many great stars from back in the day. Milton Berle, Sid Caesar, Buddy Hackett, Mickey Rooney, Phil Silvers, and just many, many more. And they get themselves into all this, and then just the ending is fantastic as well. This is something everyone should at least try at least once. It's just one of the best comedies. I would put this in the top 10 of comedies of all time. That's just how great it is. I have an old 90s Disney film that I never hear anyone talk about, and it's a crying shame. It is one of my favorites. I would watch this a lot when we went camping at night, when we're laying down, just getting ready to go to bed and that. Tall Tale, The Unbelievable Adventure, Patrick Swayze, Scott Glenn, Oliver Platt. It's pretty much about this boy getting summoned into this imagination, and then you have Patrick Swayze who plays Pesco Bill, and then John Henry's there. I forget who the third one is. They go on and try to help this boy to keep the family farm from the greedy land grabbers, and it just is one of the best Disney movies. And another one that I picked up recently, if you go watch my first video of movie pickups, picked up Folks, and I watched it like a couple of days after picking it up, and just this movie is fantastic. Tom Selleck, Don Machi, I don't think I said that right. But pretty much his mom gets sick, so he has to go down Florida. Around the same time, his company gets raided for insider trading and all that, and they all think he's a part of it. And when he gets down to meet up with his dad, turns out his dad has Alzheimer's. So yeah, it is just an underrated Tom Selleck movie, pretty much. Like, before I found this, I never even heard of it. But this is one I think everyone should really watch. Especially if you love Tom Selleck, if you like comedies. And I was like, I gotta grab this movie. I love this movie. I will be watching it again. But The Invisible Man, Elizabeth Moss, fantastic movie. Pretty much, she's in this relationship that's just toxic, so she escapes, and then it turns out, I don't think they was married. I think they was just dating. They might have been married. But he dies and leaves everything to her, but she wants nothing from him. So she goes to live with her friend and her daughter, and all this stuff starts happening, like a ghost or something of this ex. And it really turns out that he has found a way to make himself invisible, and he didn't actually die. And he is doing all this stuff to her. And then there's a twist, and then another twist, and the ending is just fantastic. It's one of my favorites. If you really like stuff like thrillers and suspense, Invisible Man is definitely right up your alley. You need to give this a watch at some point. You will love it. Few that I could think of right off the bat that everyone should give a watch to. Like I said, if anything, if you don't watch them right away, at least put them on your list to watch. They are just some of the best movies I never hear anyone talk about, with some of the best actors, which surprised me that no one talks about these movies. But that is all I have for this video. If you liked it, please give me a like, a comment if you've seen any of these movies, or if you think I need to cover some in the next Hidden Gem, please let me know. And if you like what I'm doing here, please subscribe. But that's all I have for you. Chopper is out.